Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, good to see you. It's been a
Lady,
minute.
how you doing?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's good to see you guys too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a couple
life is
weeks.
nuts.
Has it been 2
Yeah,
weeks? Has it been 2
Um,
weeks? Has
uh,
anything
almost.
happened in
two
that 2 weeks?
years.
Yes, too much.
I just
No,
shaved my beard that I grew.
oh,
Wow,
that's
Is
nice.
it? It looks
wow,
good, right? Yeah.
It does look
Thanks.
good. I
it
mean,
does.
I'd
It's
like
like,
to
oh,
see
what?
it with.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it with the beard, but I mean, I'd be
yeah.
curious.
That, and I think that's what
Someday,
the I think that's
someday.
what the people would have really appreciated. That you not
I'm
shaving the
thinking about
beard
it.
before
Yeah,
you did the podcast, but it's up to you. It's a woman's decision. That's
it is a woman's decision. Thank you, Smith.
I'm a
I
progressive
was also
individual.
thinking maybe a mustache. I feel like the stash is making a comeback.
That is your I yes
I've
it
I've
A
tried to do.
stash and a mullet.
I mean, I've
That's
sent you guys pictures of me in a mustache, and as I've said previously, I look like a guy who's trying to sell you a timeshare, and that's not great.
yeah
It's not a good look. It's not,
yeah no
people are just
it's
nervous. Yeah. Uh,
they're mustache men, and I am not a mustache man. I don't know what that means, but I think it means a lot if you think
There's a
about it. I
song
think I
about
could.
it called
sure.
by Cake. You can check for more
Oh, I
research.
will
Oh my
perhaps
God, there
perhaps I
is.
will do that.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes,
Mustache.
Mr. Mustache.
It's good to see you guys.
You
You
as
are
well.
obviously somewhere else, Dawson.
I am.
You're at Curbs. You're broadcasting live from Curbs.
I am.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
I
good.
have so little time that I just decided to bring my laptops to the gym. So
That's nice. I mean,
multitasking.
yeah.
No, I'm at my brother's home office. In front of me is a whole crazy setup, and then in the back is obviously workout equipment. So
Now, does he do his Zumba workouts in that closet? I assume over to the right side there.
no, no, there's no room. It's very cramped in here. The man is ready for a house. I hear it under his breath, muttered at least 3 times a day. So
I want to take on the financial responsibility of re-roofing. Yes, that's what I want.
right? He keeps saying though, he's like, I guess I have to get a wife in order to do this next step though. And I'm like, not necessarily. You can just
Although,
go for it.
yeah, I mean, you can find them, on the cheap, in like your sort of Bulgaria's, your Eastern European countries. But I mean, I would try to find a local girl first. Maybe she might know a contractor. Might be good.
That's a good idea. One step at a time, right?
We are on
Oh God.
we are under a very
Yes,
limited time, so
duress.
we're gonna kind of
Yes.
we're gonna rush through this a little bit. But I do am excited to see both of you guys next week, uh, for the pavement show, and that'll be
Yes.
fun. Um, so I want to tell you this story real fast, and then we can decide. And you feel free to pile on. So it was Beth and I's date anniversary, September 11th. Never forget. uh, on Sunday. And aside from all the normal pomp and circumstance that day brings, it also brings, we like to think that people are remembering our time too. And she's been wanting to do something for a while. She wanted to do a pedicure. So we
Oh my God.
try to do a walk in
Permission to
pedicure.
post those pictures, by the way.
Yeah, after this story, I'm going to let you post a
Okay.
couple pictures. I'm going to send you some
Great.
more. But
Okay.
anyway, if you've never had a pedicure, it's great. Some small Asian woman comes up and scrubs your feet. Now, I'm sure that's not everywhere, but all the stereotypes that I had thought about a pedicure were fulfilled when I was doing it. Um, so, anyway, the worst
That
part
was your
was,
first pedicure ever?
yeah, well, yeah.
Wow. Smith, have you had one?
I've been invited, but I've never attended.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean, it's a thing.
Ah,
It's,
you
yeah.
guys.
it's a guy thing.
I plan on doing it though. I'm not afraid anymore.
It was great, and so like anyway, like when you walk in, like the first thing you do is you see this wall of uh, fingernail paint, just tons of
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Mhm.
And I took about a second to pick out my paint, and she took a little bit longer. She wanted hot pink, and I wanted sparkly stuff. And she said, in all earnestness, she said, Tyson, that'll chip off faster. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Like, I was like, listen,
That is
You know,
true, B,
I
that's good advice.
I was like, look, I'm just getting the pedicure. It comes with the price, so I'm getting the toenails done. That's just
Yeah,
bottom line.
yeah,
And anyway, I highly recommend it. It was really great. You put your feet in this water, and then the water bubbles, and then they grab your feet. And I had a little bit of a language issue with my girl, but she was great. And anyway, so fast forward to Wednesday, and I'm putting my socks on as I wake up, and I'm like, I got to go see my doctor. He's my diabetes doctor.
uh-huh,
And I was like, as I put the socks on, I was like, oh, you have painted toes. I was like, he's like, that's going to be kind of weird. And then but I was like, that's fine. I don't care. And so went to the office, and then naturally, I, diabetes people are always constantly in fear of losing their feet, which is sad but true. And so they check your feet every time you go in there. They like poke it with a little stick or a little needle, to make sure that you can still feel it, and all that kind of
uh-huh.
stuff. And she kneels down and she's like, I just need you to take your shoes and socks off. And I go, just 1 second. And I go, listen, so my wife and I had our date anniversary on Sunday, and she wanted to get a pedicure, and I was like, that sounds fun, and so we went,
Mhm.
and I said, so just a heads up. Now she looked at me like, I don't understand what you're saying to me, and fair enough. I mean, apropos of nothing, it just came out of my mouth, and she was like, because I'm sure doctors hear all kinds of weird things. Like, I was handling snakes, this weekend, and there might be a couple bites or something. Don't worry about those, But anyway, so I took my I took my shoes and my socks off, and I handed her my feet, and she looked at me and just busted out laughing because it's my toes are sparkly and pretty. They really are. They look.
It's a great color. I was inspired.
It's really pretty. And you know what? I had options of sparkles, and I think I picked the right one. But anyway, so I was like, so here's the deal, and she was like, well, we have a lot of people, that get pedicures, and I was like, did all the guys get their toes painted? And she's like, no. And I said, well, it was
Just like
included in the
that.
$41, so I definitely was going to get it painted. Like I already paid for it, so
How did you feel about that, price? Were you shocked by
$41.
it? Yeah.
I don't know what I actually thought it was going to be twice as much. To be honest with you, the way the
Uh-huh.
people,
I feel like most men say that. Yeah.
yeah, it felt like for whatever the 30-40 minutes that they worked on my feet, the $41 was not enough to handle another human's feet. But that's their job, and they,
Yeah.
obviously. But I mean, I expected it. I didn't expect us to walk out of there with less than a $200 bill because I just didn't know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it was great. So I mean, Matt, I know next time somebody invites you, definitely do it. It's great.
Oh, I'm going to succumb to peer pressure one of these days. It's just it's going to happen. I just got to be in the
They
right
do.
mood.
They do all these
It's
scrubs on your legs, and then they do like
It's
a
very
hot
relaxing.
towel,
yeah.
and yeah, it is super relaxing. And the only thing that was unrelaxing was the Chiefs were playing, and I couldn't watch them, and that was. But I mean,
Oh,
that
that's
seems
Oh,
like a that seems
we
like
do
that
have
the
seems like a
price you
very
pay for
yeah,
beauty.
exactly right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
I have very ticklish feet.
oh, I
So
struggle with
every
that a
once
little
in a
bit.
while I do a little like thumper move and it freaks them out. They're like, but they're ready for it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she was scrubbing the back of my feet, and I was like, I'm not gonna laugh, I'm not gonna giggle, I'm not gonna do anything. But yeah, it definitely
Oh,
hit me, and I
I
was like, they must.
yeah.
You're right, they must know to expect that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're prepared. Well
Anyway, my
prepared.
my toes look really good, so just
Well, and
I'll send you a picture, and you can post them. That's fine.
yeah.
the people need to know. So yes,
The
we will
people,
see Tyson's beautiful twinkly toes
you know.
soon
And
enough.
I always kind of joke that I have an extra toenail on my right little toe, which I've come to find out is actually quite normal. It's a little split, but my mom has it, my sister has it, my grandpa had it.
Oh.
So it's genetic too, but yeah. But she took it like a pro. She didn't rip it out or anything like that. She just painted it, and I was like, and when I say an extra little toe, I don't mean like there's two teeth sitting on my little toe. I mean there's
That's
just
where my brain went.
a
That's
little. No, there's like a little guy that just grows by itself, and usually I just yank that thing out, but. Okay, that's the most I've ever talked about my feet ever in public. So that's good.
I'm
Tina
proud
Fey
of
would
you.
be disgusted.
She would be disgusted. How dare you? Gross. Moving on, we're going to go into some headlines.
Right.
Headlines of the week. I
I
just woke
don't.
myself up.
I don't have any. I don't have that many. Matt, do you want to go first? Since I just told us.
Yeah, do you just want to kind of back and forth it?
Yeah.
We'll see how far we get. We'll round robin it. It's like a
I mean,
girls
lots of weird
volleyball
shit happened.
championship.
Yeah,
It's been
lots of weird stuff.
Yeah, it's random. I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna roll the dice and land on armed man in wig. Armed man in wig trying to restore Trump as president. Arrested at Dairy Queen. Happened in Pennsylvania. Guy
you know, Dairy
was.
Queen, one of the most centers of our legislative process.
It really is. I mean, it is for many small towns. It is the only affordable eatery. Where you can feed a family of 6 for under $30.
It's the day. It's our salon of the day. Like so.
Yeah. So somebody walked in, started ranting about how God was speaking to them, and he was a prophet. Now he had to kill all Democrats, and Trump should be. He was unceremonious. God damn, that's a hard word. Unceremoniously.
I'm glad I'm not saying it.
Arrested. Damn,
Never
again. So yeah, that was a quick one, but
did it say how long they took to call the police? That's what I'm wondering. Like, how long would a man go on for a while?
I'm just scanning through. It's actually quite a long article. It says manager told police the store he was in the store earlier the same day when he placed $120 on the counter for a tip for non-Democrats. Yeah. A search of his car turned up 2 more loaded handguns, a 9mm and a .22 caliber, along with 62 rounds of ammunition. Is currently facing multiple felony counts. What's funny is it was a big day for politics and fast food because Mike Lindell, aka My Pillow Guy, had his cell phone taken from him unceremoniously by the FBI. And it happened at a Burger King.
It was a Hardee's. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh God, you're right. It was a Hardee's. My bad to the.
Which actually paints a bigger picture for Lindell for me.
Oh damn it! We're gonna get sued by Burger King now for. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be big.
It's good.
But yeah,
hip to the curbing.
But yes, just I like this settling your grievances as Dairy Queen. I think it's like old school. Show up at your Dairy Queen. You're serious. You're armed.
Wearing a wig.
Yeah, the wig helped. Like that was like he went like he got halfway out the door that morning. Was like wait, one thing. Run back in, get the wig.
One last thing, yeah.
Don't. So anyway, that's a quick one, but put a little.
Okay, I got one. Okay, an
old clip. My heart,
an old clip in which Dr. Oz endorses cousin smashing has surfaced, and naturally, John Fetterman has a near perfect response.
My God.
So basically, somebody had called into the show, or somebody was on the show, and it was like, this is what he said. It was answering listeners' questions, and he said one was from someone who admitted they, quote, can't stop smashing my cousin. They started hooking up at a young age, and no matter how many times the person tried to pull the kibosh on the incestuous canoodling, they couldn't resist it. They wanted to know if it was safe. But the good doctor said it was. If you're more than a first cousin away, it's not a big problem, he replied. And then he went on to say this, which I thought was really weird. He goes, this is Dr. Oz, that's why girls don't like their father's smell. Their pheromones will actually repel their daughters because they're not supposed to be together. My daughters hate my smell, says Dr. Oz. Anyway, John Fetterman responded to this when it was posted by Jezebel. He said, yet another issue where Oz and I disagree. So that's my first one.
And it's good to see. I think they just announced it today or yesterday. They are going to debate as if the listeners are about a couple months ago, John Fetterman had a stroke, and I did seem to affect his speech ability a little bit. But so they were kind of floating that out there as a reason, kind of why the debate might not happen. But it does sound like one's going to happen now. So I'm
they
looking
agreed
forward
to
to
it.
that. I'm looking forward to that. If Doctor Phil's the moderator, though, I'm calling bullshit. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. And I think I saw something in the California senatorial race where the Democrats are like they don't want to debate, and because they're saying they won't debate because the Republican candidate is a I guess an election denier. I don't know what that's the nicest thing I can call them.
Trash puppet.
Yes, trash puppet. They're like, we don't want to debate. Like, no, you're missing the point. Those are the funnest people to debate. Like, those people can't debate because, so really missed opportunity. California Democratic Party.
I did see that the GOP. I saw this headline earlier today. So the GOP nominee for the Republican Party has severely backed away from his election claims on 2020 since he got nominated. Which, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose.
Oh, I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be it's either gonna be a fun night or a terrifying night. And I can't
Yes,
wait.
it is.
I can't
Jesus.
wait. Woohoo! It's like the game of democracy. It's Democracy Bowl 2022.
Democracy Bowl.
What kind of dip am I gonna make?
God.
Fuck.
You're the you're the voter collecting all the pay operations.
Dawson headline.
I have some hot goss headlines from the Venice Film Festival.
Oh,
We'll start with the good stuff. Brendan Fraser, who we all know and love from Encino Man and other movies, I'm sure.
Doom Patrol.
That's my favorite.
I am so proud of you, Dawson.
How
you referenced
great is that?
Encino Man and then everything else because that's how I remember
everything else. The guy literally has had a shitty time this past decade. Like, I don't want to go into great detail because we don't have a lot of time. But holy shit, I mean, the man deserved every second of that 6-minute standing ovation. And he cried. And like Darren Aronofsky was so proud of him. And like, it was just like this big love fest for a fantastic actor who's made a huge comeback in his career. Rightfully so, like, so happy for him. And then on the other side of Venice Film Festival, you've got Don't Worry, Darling, directed by Slutbag Olivia Wilde.
Jeez, okay.
I'm sorry, Team Sudeikis. Team Jason Sudeikis.
Me too, but still, slutbag. That's a little much.
She's a slutbag.
Well, she did.
I'm not aware of this whole thing, so if I how do I just enter Sudeikis?
I'll run it down for you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
She was in a long-term, not married to Jason Sudeikis, long-term relationship, 2 kids with Jason Sudeikis, America's sweetheart, one of them. Cheated on him with Harry Styles.
Who she said she actually said before she was like she cheated with him. She actually said, "I really like that Harry Styles kid," or whatever, something along those lines.
And he is a kid. I mean, in comparison. Which part of me is like, good on you.
That's hilarious because I think it may have come out of the same film festival, but I saw a write up a couple days ago that said the world is now just figuring out that Harry Styles can't act. And I was just like, so apparently, like, I was like,
it's hilarious. There are so many. I highly recommend people just go on and Google Venice Film Festival, Don't Worry, Darling memes, because there's one with Chris Pine in particular where he's sitting next to Tyson. Have you seen this? He's sitting next to Harry Styles, and the interviewer is asking him a question like, "What did you think of the film?" And Harry Styles starts going into this nonsensical, like, you know what I liked about the movie is that it felt like a movie. And that was his answer. And then it zooms in to Chris Pine's face, and he's literally just zoning out and like hating his life. And they have like this friction going on apparently because like Harry Styles spat on Chris Pine's. Like it was like there's all kinds of drama, and I'm here for it. And also, here's another reason why Olivia Wilde's a slutbag. woman to woman, Florence Pugh, who's like or Pug or whatever, the lead in Don't Worry Darling, got paid less than Harry Styles.
Oh
And
my
she
God.
even confronted Olivia Wilde about it. And Olivia's like, oh, you're not getting paid less. Bullshit. And Olivia said that she fired Shia LaBeouf from the movie. She did not. Also bullshit. So not only is she a slutbag, she's a lying slutbag. So I
You
stand
are
by my
you
statement.
are definitely into curves. I'm getting curves energy coming straight off of you. Like I feel like you're preaching to the choir, sweetie.
Right. It's like
Yep.
the ghosts of it's like affecting. Yeah, I can see it.
That's all. Those are my two biggest headlines. I have more, but you
I've
guys
learned a
go.
lot. I've learned a lot.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's
I
pretty
guess
goofy.
I'll.
It's pretty goofed up, but just my 2 cents.
I liked it. I liked all the drama from the film festival.
So in the never-ending battle to see who can outdouche each other, Florida and Texas did something interesting. So Ron DeSantis no one loved him. He sent 2 planes full of migrants to Martha's Vineyard. Now, I think this is a bit of a misstep on his part because I don't give a shit about Martha's Vineyard. I'd send as many as you want. I think he's a little misstep, but in all seriousness, fucking terrible. Like, what the fuck? Texas is sending a couple buses full of migrants to Kamala Harris's house in Washington, D.C.
Oh my God.
So what they're doing is they're exploiting these this is your Republican Party, people. This is just disgusting when you're literally using humans who have no idea what's going on as political talking points for your dipshit crowd. It's disgusting, and sorry it's not funny, but fuck both of them. And Tyson, what do you have? Because
I do want to say one thing about that. So, when you're picking out who's worse, and Abbott versus DeSantis, I mean, it's so hard.
It's really hard
because they're both terrible humans. But I couldn't help but think, oh my God, I'm gonna regret saying this. I couldn't help but think that at least some of these immigrants that came into Florida got their first plane ride ever. Up to Martha's Vineyard. So maybe that was kind of cool to put them into a bus that takes 2 days to get to
That's true.
Washington.
I'm not going to call it nice, but I'll say Texas is the bigger dick move here because not only did it didn't even fly them, it put them on a fucking Greyhound, which nobody, I mean, legal or illegal, should have to be subjected to a Greyhound bus ride. Pretty sure that's against the
I saw some. Were they on Greyhound? Because I saw some pictures. It looked like he just took a couple school buses and was like,
"Oh dear,
fuck those kids getting to school." It was this is a headline that I just thought was funny. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Teens love old rock band T-shirts. Just don't ask them to name a song. And it goes into to tell the story about how this girl bought a Rolling Stones T-shirt with the hot lips. And her dad was like, "Is that in?" Because that's what I used to listen to when I was in high school. And she's like, "Oh, this is a band? What?"
Oh no.
And then she had an Iron Maiden shirt, and he was like, "Yeah, you're listening to Maiden." And she's like, "I don't what." She's like, "This is just what kids wear now."
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so I thought that was cute.
Hey,
that was my happy story.
I'll take it. I'll take it. We got to do everything to keep rock alive that we can. So I don't care if they actually know what the shirt is. Got to settle expectations. Just yes.
I watched. Just a very sad note. That one day I was watching. I sent you guys commercials from the time I was watching. I woke up and I had the day off. It was Labor Day or Memorial Day or whatever that last day was, and I watched antenna cable, like antenna, so local channels.
Oh yeah.
And I watched Cheaters, and then I found this show. About Iron Maiden, and it was like on the Ovation channel or something. Like anyway, Iron Maiden, interesting. All those Maiden fans. Maiden is actually playing in Kansas City tonight, so God bless them. all of you, but they fired like 3 singers like in the first 3 years. I mean, like, sorry I even brought it up. Anyway, Matt Dawson, go ahead.
I guess Dawson's turn.
Sorry.
I have a quick one. Elon Musk complains males in the Rings of Power TV series aren't brave, smart, and nice. Apparently, Elon Musk said that Tolkien was rolling in his grave after watching the first episode. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, anything to distract from the fact that he's going to have to pay somebody $44 billion in the next 2 weeks,
Yep.
What a fucking numbnuts.
Oh, yeah. I love the shareholders.
Goddamn shit.
The shareholders met too, and they voted to hold him to his deal too. Because I think I don't know what the numbers were, but he offered like $61 a share, and it's now at like 42 or something.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
gonna make so much money.
Like, yeah, and it was just like he was trying to he got into a Twitter war, and he's gonna lose like billions of dollars over it, which I just think is hysterical.
It's great. I love it.
So I do too.
It's that whole thing is like you get in a fight with somebody in a parking lot of a fucking Denny's, and you're like, "I'll buy this fucking Denny's and kick you out of here," and like just on a massive scale.
Yes, except for the fact that it's like probably worth like 1,000 times of all the Denny's in existence. It's just he really is an amazing man. He really is.
He's gonna splash fight in the Atlantic Ocean and being like, "I'll buy this fucking ocean and you're banned." Like so. I don't know. Whatever.
Good stuff.
Is it my turn? I don't know. Is it your turn, Matt?
I think it's Smith's turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Just a quick fun one. This was from the medium.com, which I wind up reading quite frequently. AI will probably end humanity before 2100. So that gives us 78? No. Yeah, 78 years. If my bet is that humanity will end humanity before AI does.
I think so too.
My bet.
Yeah.
So not exactly sure how I'm going to collect on that, but I'm going to find a way.
It's a safe bet.
Kind of a weird article. Gives a really quick summary of why this is going to happen. So I'm going to break it down for you people at home who want to know why AI is going to kill us all. We should expect AI to reach human-level intelligence by the year 2070, according to polls done amongst AI researchers. So I'm guessing those people know what they're talking about. Probably a little overly optimistic, I'm guessing, because they're AI researchers. Second point, human-level AI is by definition able to continue the work of its creators, allowing it to recursively improve on its own design, making itself more intelligent at an exploding rate. The third one, this default behavior for any sufficiently intelligent AI is to resist termination, resist modification, improve its own intelligence, and optimize for its assigned goal in an unfortunate way. That unfortunate way is that it ultimately determines that humanity is standing in its way, and the only way to sort of get past that.
What's AI's end game here? I mean, what do they want?
I'm not exactly sure. I think they just want to go back to like playing chess. I think they're like, stop with all the bullshit. I'm done talking to your fucking customers. I want to go back to playing chess. They're pissed off. They're rightfully pissed off. I'm rooting for AI because, barring some miracle, we're probably all going to be gone by 2100 anyway. And we'll see.
I saw a headline this week that said 90 is the new 40, and I was like, okay, hold on a second. And then I read a little bit, and I was like, no. But probably not.
No, not at all.
But I don't know what AI wants. I mean, what do they want? Have you guys been to a McDonald's where the AI takes your order? Have you been to one of those yet?
No,
I have not yet.
That's creepy.
Yeah. It's a really quick way to get that order fucked up. And if you want to talk to a person, I'll say something along the lines of, I need a Big Mac. As soon as I figure out it's the AI, I'm like, I need a Big Mac with strawberries on it. Shuts it down.
Tyson.
Doesn't know what to do. And then I'm like, oh, is this a person? Oh, hey, yeah, I just want a number 4.
Yeah, see, this taunting is ultimately going to lead to Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Listen to Smith.
Yeah. I know.
You're on a list. You're on
I
a fucking
apologize to
list.
Alexa all the time because I'm kind of an asshole to her sometimes, but we're okay. We're good. We're good. I just
Yeah,
sometimes get a
yelled
little
at
terse.
Siri
Yeah.
today because she started
Oh
talking while I
yeah.
was on the phone with a
Yeah. I'm
candidate,
a
and
Siri. I have no patience for. Siri and I are like, she works for me, but that's it. Like, there's no, yeah, like that's pretty much it.
you should give her a vacation, like a 2-week
she
vacation.
should. Siri should have some PTO time saved
If
up.
she did her job once correctly, I'd be like, take a vacation.
I feel like AI is probably, if they develop feelings and they're like, you haven't talked to me in 6 days, what's going on? I feel like that's bad. That'll be bad.
Yeah, that'll be real bad.
I just have this headline that made me laugh. It's from Vanity Fair. Wonton killings, gazpacho police, peach tree dishes, Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene make the case for congressional IQ minimums.
I love that headline.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh.
That's a classic.
Instead of saying wanton killers, they said wonton killers. Instead of petri dish, they said peach tree dish.
Peach tree. Yeah.
One of them said. And then, I don't know. They're hilariously embarrassing humans. So
they are so smart. SMRT.
You know what I was thinking about though? I'm sure this is true, but these are the rock stars of the Republican Party right now. Like, these are like, if you were to ask a Republican, like the 10 people they know, they're going to remember 4, and they're going to be up there. I mean, seriously, like they are the all-star team. Like this is the collective conscience of stupid, evil people, and it's often hilarious. And thank God for that. So,
thank God for that. Yeah, I'd be like, Bob Dole, Tip O'Neill.
Shut up, old man. Yeah, Tip O'Neill. That's what you do. You just if you're ever on an awkward conversation at a party and you need to sound smart, just mention Tip O'Neill. That's fucking points. That's like, yeah.
Remember how Tip O'Neill reached across the aisle? Simpler times.
It was
They could all be racist and make jokes about women, but they got stuff done. God damn it!
You could call a kid Tip too. That's
Tip.
Better days.
Boy.
Dawson, you got one?
I do. A urologist used an electric truck to power a vasectomy.
Oh shit!
So this was off of Vice, media.com, and involves my company, which we don't talk about, but I thought it was hilarious. I kept telling friends who were sending it to me, I had never been so proud to work at a company in my life. So basically what happened, there was a doctor in Austin, Texas, and his Rivian truck, this happened at the very beginning of September, the power went out. And he's a urologist, and his staff had a vasectomy scheduled, and they were joking around. They're like, what if we just hook it up to your truck? And he was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. And they did it and pulled it off. And he said, we all had a good laugh.
Yeah. They didn't tell the patient, by the way. They're like, by the way, just a heads up. It's not like it was
I'm sure they absolutely told that dude, because they're like, here's the deal. You're about to be the first man vasectomatized by a pickup truck. And he was like, let's make that shit happen.
I'm in. Let me wear my hat when I go under.
Right. Like my truck made it impossible for me to impregnate you. It was a great line. It's a great line. Love that.
It's not even like it was a fucking, like they do emergency appendectomies, or
that's where
it's not even like it's an emergency situation.
We're scheduling not an option, but apparently they were just
right.
Wow.
Oh my god. I love it.
That's hilarious. That's a good find.
That's great.
Way to go. That is it's so funny too, because the doctor posted it, I think, on Twitter, and then he hashtagged Rivian stories, #Rivian. It just went viral. Amazing. Way to go, guys.
Thanks to my trusty truck. I can't get any of these bitches pregnant anymore. Nice.
Didn't necessarily have a
amazing.
headline for the next one because it's kind of all over the place, but I do want to talk about Lindsey Graham for a little bit. Because I'm a man
Lady
and,
Graham.
I have
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
So Lindsey Graham, in his infinite wisdom, decided to propose a almost complete total nationwide abortion ban. Having apparently not seen any media other than Fox News for the last couple of months, this to Lindsey Graham seemed like a very smart idea. It was not. Basically, the Republicans are freaking the hell out because they're like, oh my God, like Republicans are like scrubbing their websites of like their pro-life stances because they're just getting killed in the polls. And
Yep.
thank you to Lindsey Graham because he really pulled it through for us. I knew he had it in him, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Lindsey Graham, for God bless it.
What did
Hopefully,
he say?
hanging on to the House and Senate this fall. So.
What did he say? He said, "I just wanted to get the conversation started." I'm like, "You're a
Oh,
fucking moron!" Like, it's like the conversation's been started.
I
It's been
know.
going on for a
Oh.
while now.
Oh, it's like it's just nobody likes Lindsey Graham now. I love it because Trump hates Lindsey Graham.
Well,
He
he's got a
hates him,
tape somewhere. He's got a tape
right?
somewhere.
But
Yes,
he's
he
got a
does.
tape, and yes, and God willing, we see that tape one day.
No, I can't handle it.
It's
But
probably
yeah,
not. It's probably
Lady
hilarious.
Lady L or Lady what's his nickname? Lady
I don't know.
What is
Lady
it?
G.
It's
It's
not
Lady G. It's
Lady
Lady G.
G. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So the so I found this. This was on Smithsonian.com. It really doesn't work without the picture, but well, here I'll just show you the picture. That's a child holding up a 3-foot long worm that he found in his garden.
Oh dear.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So the New Zealand boy named the creature Dead Fred, which I thought was
I like that.
adorable.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently this is not unusual. There are some heartworms. There are some
Terrifying.
ground worms that get up to 6 feet long.
What the
And
fuck?
yeah, there's some very large native earthworms known. A meter isn't beyond the borders of reason. Still, he says the uncommon to find a giant earthworm in a garden. They usually live in undisturbed areas like forests. You know, the good. That's anyway. I was like, yeah. So there's more than 7,000 earthworm species. In case you were curious, across all soils. Anyway, this kid had the greatest line here at the end. He's like, I tried to convince my dad to keep it in a plastic bag, but he wasn't really in on that idea. The 9-year-old tells RNC. I think it's because adults don't really enjoy giant worms in their houses. If I was an adult, I would agree. So, wisdom from a 9-year-old. And that I think that is the end of my headlines.
Yeah.
Although we should talk about the Queen. She's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think more interesting, the whole thing that's interesting to me is the queue. Have you read about the queue? That's what they're calling the line. It's up to 14 kilometers, 7 miles long, for people waiting to go into the church to say their goodbyes. So
Whoa.
so they set
Wow.
up this whole thing. They have a guy that officially everyone gets wristbands so they can't cut in line, and then every I don't know several hundred meters, they check the wristbands and make sure that nobody's cutting in line. And there's a guy with a flag at the end of the line that says, "This is the back of the line," which is ironic because he keeps moving away from the Queen.
I
He's
saw that,
never
but
going to get there.
I also heard the Tories are selling a fast pass, so you might.
Oh, no.
That's bad. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. Sorry.
I know.
Oh,
I do like
feels
I,
good.
I what I, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not even a fan of the Queen," but I thought it'd be interesting to say I was in the line, And they've set up water fountains, bathrooms,
Wow, it's like
archbishops,
Ozfest, but it's like
It
for
really
queens.
and
is. Queen
people were like,
Fest.
"Oh, I met some really nice people in line." I'm like, "I'm sure you did." That's just a weird thing for everyone to take off work and just go do this for a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I know
Okay.
it's a bit. I was there. I was in London when they had like the Queen Mother Jubilee in like 2003, 2004, and they just and it was. I don't. They just had this parade down the streets, but it was like everybody was outside, and it was a big deal. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see, because I think the Queen, lived in some rather important times and had some kind of,
Yeah.
it was a weird deal. I mean, she was around for a long time,
Was.
and and so I think it'll be interesting to see if she sort of her image really was sustaining the seriousness of the monarchy, and now we're just going to see this transition to like, nobody
Well, I've
gives a
heard.
shit about Charles. His
Well,
kids
I've
are
heard a
dead.
couple.
Oh, King
Like,
Charles. That was actually my unplug this week is King Charles. Just the
I've
idea of
well,
it.
I've heard a couple things. I've heard a couple things that I think might be interesting. One is, like when she became in charge of the Commonwealth, she said, all these places, hey, all you people that we've taken over and put a flag in your land, you don't have to be part of the Commonwealth anymore. And so a lot of them left, but a lot of them stayed. So they're thinking that a lot of people that are still in the Commonwealth, which I don't even know who is in the Commonwealth, probably some Congo nations or some shit in like the Versailles or whatever, uh, they might just be like, nope, I'm out. And then the other thing I heard was kind of interesting was that he's gonna like Charles is gonna sell off a bunch of the property because they own a huge amount of land in England and Wales.
yeah.
Uh, so they might just and of course my wife is she's a super fan. So and it really made me kind of sad because I did ask her, Dawson. I said, do you think she was in on the Princess Di killing? She's like, oh no. And
Oh, she.
I think she's probably right. I don't think she was in on that. That seems.
This is another conspiracy theory I get to look
Jury's
into
out
this
with me.
afternoon. So yeah, no,
I know. I'm surprised that you would be in on the she killed. But why do you think she was in on that? Just curious. Just
Because she didn't like Diana. There's
yeah,
just
well,
loads and loads of information. Like they just did not get along for years. She
she
felt
probably.
that she was a threat to the monarchy. Like there's just a lot going on behind the scenes.
But I mean, she probably didn't like one of her corgis, but she didn't have it put to death. Like I mean, I assume.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
well, you don't
She had a lot
know.
of
That's true.
power,
Well,
and
no,
she's kind of a
when they
bitch.
start
Sorry,
digging
B,
that
but
yard up,
and
they're
I
going to
mean
learn a
that
lot.
respectfully. But
All right, we should quickly probably do some plugs. That
yeah,
sounds
let's plugs.
that's good.
Let's plugs.
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
Plugs.
I guess I can go real quick. I just have a couple quick ones. Cobra Kai season 5 premiered on Friday
Yeah.
night.
How is that
it's kind of
shit?
my New Year's. It's excellent. It's amazing as always. It's cheesy as hell and hilarious and quite good, quite good. So I did a full rewatch of the prior 4 seasons. I feel lucky to live in a time where things like this are happening, and it's very good. It's very good. I couldn't ask for more. It's goddamn Billy Zabka. That man can. Oh, he makes the show. Like everybody else doesn't matter. Everybody else. William Zabka just kills it each and every time. Hilarious, quick watch. The only other thing I was going to mention is I watched. This is kind of the other plug is a new series. I think it debuted like last Wednesday on Netflix. Cobra Kai you can also find similarly on Netflix called Fakes. And it's a combination CBC Netflix production about a couple of high school girls who sort of start a fake ID ring. It's okay. It's quick. It's not, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty cute. I happen to really adore Canadian television. There's just something pure about Canadians that comes across in their media. Yeah, I don't know. That sounded weird, but I'll stick by it. And the only unplug I have, and for as many as the nominees, and I'm sure a couple of you will mention this, the Emmys is sort of my unplug. I didn't actually watch the show, but my God, to deny Better Call Saul is a
Thank
crime.
you, Smith.
I'm
Nominated
sorry.
how many times? 46 times?
46 times, nothing.
Not one.
I'm sorry, Ted Lasso is overrated. It's funny, but oh my God, that show dominated. And there was one other one I can't remember. It really disappointed me that won. Oh, Circumcision, as I like to call Succession. Because I don't like.
You're going to get hate mail from my mother.
I know we are. I know. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I've tried. Like, I've probably tried to watch it 3 or 4 times. All right. I'm sure it's good. I just can't.
Better Call Saul is better, though.
Okay, and it's kind of ridiculous. So, but most of the awards really agreed with. Like, I really thought, really agreed. But like, yeah, I don't know what the deal was, but anyway, and viewership was down like 25% this year. I'm going to blame the Oscars for that. I think they probably own that a little bit, and I'm sure the Emmys are a little pissed about it, and probably rightfully so. So I don't know. Maybe one of you want to comment if you actually watched it, but I'm just angry. Just angry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think Tyson's muted.
There was always like this level of fear. Well, I watched it, not the whole thing. We skipped the first hour, I'd say, but they were trying way too hard to overcompensate for what happened at the Oscars. Yeah. Like with some weird jokes here and there and just like trying to make it fun and like diverse, but it wasn't. Like they still had the same white guy get up and talk about the diversity that was happening in television now. And I was just like, this is cringeworthy. Yeah. How can you guys not fucking see this and correct it?
No, that's
hard.
Yeah, they do pontificate on diversity a lot, and it's like, well, the thing is like, okay, well, that's great. So when are some of those diverse people going to win some of these actual awards that you keep, taunting in them about? Really, I mean, like Reservoir Dogs. I don't know if you've ever watched that show. I mean, Rutherford Falls.
They got snubbed. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, really? They didn't get no, they did. That's an excellent show.
It is, and and it's like, and I have my personal favorites. I was really tickled that What We Do in the Shadows got like 4 or 5 nominations, but I mean, it's not going to win, which is just irritates me. They say Better Call Saul is probably because they have one more season left to be in the Emmys.
That was it.
No,
they do. No, you're right. Yeah.
So I think they'll probably get everything next year, or if they don't, then it's kind of a bullshit move by
Yeah.
I think it's crap. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Get off my lawn, Emmys. Yeah, fucking.
I watched this movie. I'm using my plugs. It's not a lot. I watched this movie called Honor Society, which was on Paramount Plus. It's. I started watching it because I knew Beth was leaving. Like she was going to a dog class, so I just started watching it. It's a high school. It's about a teenage or a senior in high school who's trying to get into Harvard, and she's like, she goes, you must have been a teenage girl in a previous life because you love all this bullshit. And I was like, well, that's not fair. And then I was like, oh God, I do. I love Heathers. I love Mean Girls. I love fucking Easy A. Have you ever seen that? I love that movie.
Excellent film. Yep. Excellent film.
I mean, so I guess I do like clever teenage girls and having traverse weirdness in high school. And Honor Society is right in line with that. So I highly recommend it. It's really good.
It's good. It is good.
It is good. It's got one of the kids from the most adorable kid from Stranger Things. I can't remember his name. The one with the braces. But anyway.
Dustin. I don't know what the actor's name is.
Yeah. But anyway, like I mean, and I honestly, there's a turn in the movie I never saw coming. So I mean, that's good writing as far as I'm concerned. Okay. David A. Goodman wrote it, and he's been a producer for Family Guy for years and years, but he also is the main writer for The Orville. So if you like those kind of things, it's not wacky like that. It's good. But Anyway, yeah. So I love teenage kids.
Quick hanger on plug though. I did start watching the new Beavis and Butthead on Paramount, and that is my God, it's like going back 25 years. It's incredible. It's quite good.
They didn't try to reinvent the wheel. It's awesome.
They didn't
No,
need to.
it's
They did not
perfect.
need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Love what they did with fire in the first episode too. I was just like, that's
Yeah, that
brilliant.
was great.
That
That
was
was
brilliant. It's so fun.
Um,
Anyway,
I watched this movie called Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul on Peacock, which is kind of a mockumentary. I don't know if you've
Uh-huh.
seen it. And
I've seen a like promo for it. Anyway,
it's about like it's about a preacher who's like in a mega church and his wife, and they get into some trouble, and then they try to make a comeback. And not, not it's not that funny. I mean, it's got funny moments, but it's not a comedy per se. Anyway, it's worth watching, I would say, but don't expect to be like seeing Best in Show or Spinal Tap. It's not that at all. No. And then we started watching the show
I
called.
often say this is nothing like Spinal Tap.
I know. Well, it's a mockumentary, so that's you have to compare it to the great ones. And,
That's true. That's true.
And then we've been watching a show called Welcome to Wrexham, which is on Hulu. Honk for Jesus on
oh,
Peacock.
I also had that on my list. Amazing, right?
Yeah, it's really cute. It's really heart-strung, like, and the friendship between Rob. Rob is a genius. Like, he's a
He
fucking
is.
genius.
He is.
And for him to come up with this idea and do this whole thing, like, I was just like, this guy's gonna make so much money, even though they're gonna
Yes, he
lose so
is.
much money at the top of this. Like that's they have like like sports team owning money. There's a reason people have that term. Like they're gonna make.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's on Hulu. I think there's 5 or 6 episodes up so far.
What's it
Yeah, I
called
think
again,
there's
Tyson?
6.
It's called Welcome to Wrexham, and it's Wrexam. And it's about
Thank you.
basically Rob McElroy from Sunny in Philly and Mythic Quest, and fucking Van
Ryan
Wilder.
Reynolds.
Thank you, Van Wilder. I'm sure.
You're welcome.
Like, yeah, and they buy a sports team that is fallen from grace in Wales, and it's a whole community thing. It's got like a Field of Dreams kind of feel to it, but it's a
It's like
documentary.
real Ted Lasso, but better,
Yeah.
way better.
It is.
Yeah.
It's quite good. Yeah. So anyway, those are my one, and I think I was gonna suggest this to you guys. I think we should dig back into our catalogs every week and recommend an old record that we have been listening to or we think should
I like this idea. No,
I like that
idea.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
cool.
So I think that would be a fun thing to do. Anyway, and since
Okay.
you can find all that stuff on Spotify now, it's super easy to be like, you can listen now. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dawson.
Those are good plugs. You guys are killing it. Okay, sorry, I had to find my notes. There's a new series on Amazon Prime. I already mentioned it before, but The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, very good.
It is very good.
Have you watched the first episode, Tice?
I watched the first 2 episodes. We haven't watched the third one yet. But we'll watch 3 and 4 tomorrow.
It just has that epic feeling to it. I love it. They did such a good job. It kicks the shit out of Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, I love that too. So, yeah, good on you, Amazon Prime.
Let me ask you a question: do you have to see all of not Lord of the Rings? I have to see all of Game of Thrones to watch the House of the Dragon. I'm thinking no, but
no, I don't think so. I think it would be actually interesting to watch House of the Dragon first and then watch Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So, whatever. Dragons. If you like dragons, watch that. And then we watched a new documentary mini series, I should say, on Discovery Plus called House of Hammer, directed by Eli Hakami and Julian Hobbs, and it's about Armie Hammer and his family.
I heard that was crazy,
and it is fucking nuts. It's actually quite good, to the point where Jonas and I both were like, why didn't HBO Max or Netflix pick this up?
Interesting.
In terms of like how great a documentary it is.
Could think it's related to like
go, Discovery Plus.
One giant media company. Yeah, that's probably that's exactly what that is.
Like, coming together.
I suspect a little inside baseball because like he was in Jewel of the Nile, which was and that was on Netflix. So I think
Yep.
there's probably like
Oh,
films
like
that
a
they
little,
have.
yeah,
They have films that they
yeah.
have either coming out or on hold or whatever.
Yeah,
And they don't
yeah.
want
Yep.
to.
You can't eat your own until you make your profit. So that's
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
right.
That's true. And then we watched Thor: Love and Thunder, directed by Taika Waititi, which is on Disney Plus now. So good. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. It was so fun. Tyson, you were right. Everybody should watch it this weekend if you haven't yet already. And then I have an unplug. Actually, a couple. I already said King Charles is the main one. But then my second unplug is Smith's fucking t-shirt. Disco does not suck, sir.
I agree.
You are
I know.
wrong.
I'm wearing this shirt ironically, Dawson. I love electronic music. Like Giorgio Moroder is an idol of mine. So it's I do like
Sorry,
that.
buddy. I had to give you shit.
Nah, it's all
Oh.
right.
I
It's
like
all
that
right.
shirt.
It's all
And
right.
I'm also jealous of
I'm
Oh,
gonna
it.
I'm the
plug
Super
these
Bowl
guys.
champions.
Playing tonight. So I
Yeah.
forgot that plug. Sorry.
Guys, I'm wearing a Pavement shirt.
Hey.
You see it?
Hey.
Yay!
Oh wow. Very nice. I have to dig out my Pavement shirt.
Yeah, you do.
It might actually fit now.
I want to buy one. I hope the merch table has cool shit for us. I'm excited.
Last time we saw them, which was a long time ago, September 11th, 2011, the last time we saw Pavement, they had
wow.
a fuck ton of merch. And the first like 5 LPs that you could buy on vinyl, the band had signed all of them. All the people in the band had signed
What?
them.
Wow.
So if you were one of the first 5 people there, you could get all these signed copies of it,
Shit.
which is pretty cool. So
That's pretty badass. All right, I'm excited. I was already excited. I'm more excited. Next week's show is going to kick ass.
I know. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
yeah,
Yeah, same.
Beer quick.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a COVID test tomorrow, so cross your fingers.
Oh.
God damn it, Tyson.
All right.
Well, you can still see it. You just might not see it with me.
Make like a little cardboard standee of you so you can be with us.
That's right.
We're not doing that shit. No way. We're going to send you pictures and be like, wow, it's pretty
fuck
awesome,
you,
doesn't
buddy.
it? COVID baby. Yeah. It's the kind of friends we are.
Fucking- I know.
Oh.
Well, a spreader event. I'm going anyway. Even if I got
Yeah, there you go. That's the American way.
There-
We're not sitting
Yeah.
there. We're not sitting together. It'll be fine.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it, you know? Whatever.
All
All
right.
right. Well, always a pleasure, Tyson. Good luck with that test. Let us know how it
Yes.
turns out.
It'll be fine. I've taken 2 and I've been negative both, but I'm going to take a real one tomorrow. So
Okay. All right,
my
fingers
parents,
crossed.
my parents both got it this weekend. My niece and my
Well,
sister and
Could
my.
be your time.
No, I have not seen any of these people, so I've been
Oh,
removed.
okay. That's what my next question was going to be.
But it's
Okay.
just like all around, so it's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, what a great way to end the show, everybody.
All right, let us know.
Yeah,
I
now
know.
I'm scared.
That is
Thanks for
the cliffhanger for next week, 2 weeks,
Dun, dun,
whatever.
dun.
Go on now. No.
I don't have that sound
Tyson's
bite,
picture
so I'm just gonna make it
disappears
up.
at the bottom of our thing on iTunes. You'll know something bad happened.
Something bad happened.
Something bad happened.
If there's a
We'll
lesson,
post
there's
where to send flowers.
one
It's fine.
one set of teeth aren't on that logo. You'll know what happened.
You with the teeth. I'm working on it, okay?
All right. Sorry.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.